Cool.
All right,
I know.
let's
I'm gonna
go.
take a serious nap after this.
Where it's live.
Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to Trade versus Trade with Penny and myself, Shark, brought to you by TrendSpider. Thank you for joining us. Hope everybody had a good long weekend. Did you, Miss Penny? How was your?
It was a good weekend. A lot of Father's Day stuff, which
That's
was
right.
good. Yes, I also went to the Zach Brown concert, which was excellent. I don't know if you know about Zach Brown's
No,
personal
no, I don't.
life, but
I don't know about his personal life.
so he just went through a divorce, and
Oh, okay.
that's been really hard, I think, because like his music's taken a toll. He had 5 kids. Like it's all been
Wow.
sort of a mess.
Okay.
And I used to be a really big Zach Brown fan. Like Toes in the Water, that was revolutionary. Chicken Fried. I mean, there hadn't been country music made like that before. It was really life
Wait, there was a
changing.
song called Chicken Fried?
Are you kidding me right? Oh, I forgot to do the thing. Hold on.
What?
Is there is there a trying to get our things going. Is there a song called Chicken Fried?
I've never heard of Chicken Fried.
Yeah, it was a huge hit on the country charts.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I'm a little out of touch with the country charts, but
yeah, he really revolutionized country music. I mean, him and Darius Rucker came on at the same time, were killing it.
okay, I
And
know who
then,
that is. I know who
okay,
that because that's Hootie.
Hootie,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Hoot.
And Hootie and the Blowfish was my favorite band for like 17 years or something like that. Anyway, Zach Brown was just killing it, and then he went through this personal turmoil. Then we got hit with
Right.
the pandemic, and da da da.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was his first live show back, and he did it at the Braves Stadium, which is brand new. Well, it's 2 years old. They moved it from the inner city out to the suburbs, and there's been 2 years of rebuilding, and the Braves won the World Series this year, which was massive for Atlanta sports fans because it's
Right.
been 20 years or
Right. Okay.
more.
Right.
And
No, I
then
remember. I think it was in the 90s, I
it
believe,
was in
right?
the
In
like
the late
93,
90s, or okay, yeah.
early
But I
early
remember that when
90s.
the Braves were all the thing,
Yeah.
and
So
yeah.
so anyway, the Braves presented him with a World Series ring, and he went out there and he was playing his guitar, and he had a little trouble because the ring was big, so he had to take the ring off. But he had curated just like the best band, and they were just like rocking out, and he would do sort of like his songs mixed with like a really cool wedding band, all the hits collab with like a lot of soul, and people were just,
They were
it
really
was
into
like
it, huh?
one of the best live things I've seen in a long time. So that was
Cool.
that was the highlight of my weekend.
There you go. Well, I'm glad that you had a good time and enjoyed yourself. Oof,
That
there
was a
you
transition.
go. So, big day in the markets today. Let's get a little overview of what's going on. Big gap up. So we'll take a look.
If you
Get
guys
up,
have any questions for us or
get up
just
our.
encouragement, you go ahead and can just write it right there in the comments section.
There you go. Like I said, we saw a very nice day today. Obviously, the markets were up quite a bit. A lot of runners in the morning. We did see some slowdown midday. First hour and a half, or about where was really nice. But after that, it definitely slowed down. We had a nice some consolidation. But there was this bigger term trend here I had been watching. We had kind of a fake breakdown of it, and um, and then pop right back up, and now we're back over this the bigger trend. So it will be really interesting to see what happens. We spent 2 days below the trend here, so I was kind of thinking that we were going to continue further, but today they came in and put in a really nice rally, and so here we are back above this trend. back over this trend too. I need to extend this trend line um, back above this trend too. So the bulls have been able to hold it up for now. So it will be very interesting. Again, that 372 level, 370 is an area that we were mentioning last week. That's really important to watch. So for me, as long as we're holding over there, I'm still with the short term kind of bullish bias. Obviously, we've got huge gaps potentially fill to the upside. I don't know, obviously it's anyone's guess whether or not how soon or when they will be filled, but definitely something we want to watch out for on the next big bullish day. If we can really start to get into this gap, we could see a nice push back to, I think it's around 390. So we'll see what the market brings us, but this longer trend line held. We came back into this trend. So at least for the bulls, some short-term pain seems to be over. So
I
that's
don't
good.
know. An opposite perspective, if you would allow me.
No, of
Can
course.
you can you pop the EMAs up there?
Oh, I'm gonna okay. We can add something. Oh, I want to turn them all on. Did you get yours working, by the way? Which one do you want to see?
The 9, the 20, the 50,
Okay,
and the
well,
100.
we're not gonna. We're just gonna throw these bad boys on here real quick.
Oh, okay. So, you know, I still feel very much like this is a short the pops situation because we're
Yeah,
not really above. I mean, I think we're going to go back up to that. Is that the 9?
yeah. The first one here is the
The
nine.
first one.
Yeah,
I really think we're going to go back up and test the 9 and then go down more. That's
yeah, yeah. No,
my
that's
opinion. So
definitely
I'm
yeah.
overnighting puts, as I told you.
Okay,
I
yeah.
also like the personality, I feel like, of SPY today. Like it was strong, strong, strong in the morning. It put in what, like 4 or 5 15-minute green
Mm-hmm.
bars. That was
Yeah, yeah,
amazing. But like it was just like there was too much upward pressure and it just couldn't like
yeah. I
it
was
couldn't
hoping for a
do
little
it.
bit of better breakout, but we did get
A
the new
little,
high day,
you
but
finally got a breakout, little new high day, then it came right back down, which I'm really, really have like been focusing on not anticipating breakouts, but
mm-hmm.
then also not jumping right in as soon as there's the breakout because it's just the personality of the market. You get a breakout and you're just boom back.
Yeah, and then
So
it
I
that's a
held
little
my
fake.
puts all the way through the new high of day because it just like it, I guess it was just a feeling. I don't have any concrete evidence, but like it was so sluggish and just
Mm-hmm.
so, it wasn't like this is a reversal. It was like,
Yeah,
eh.
yeah, and
And
yeah, you
that's
can
how
see
I
the
trade.
well, and also you can see the daily volume here. Wasn't all too convincing. Look at the candle; it's not very big. Um, we're
I
actually they're
also,
saying in the chat they're saying they can't hear you too well, Penny.
oh no, oh no.
Okay, you don't need to blow it.
Just Mike.
But yeah, the volume
Mm,
candle, well, she works on that. But yeah, the
I
volume
can't
candle
change
here.
it. This is, it's what it is. I'm sorry you guys can't hear me. I'll talk a little bit louder.
The volume candle isn't very convincing, and you definitely make up. I'm short term, bullish just according to my levels. It's very possible, like you said. I mean, it's still a short the pop market overall. Plenty of macro reasons, of course, to be bearish, but those obviously are longer time frame type of scenarios. But yeah, we could come up here, test the 9, reject. We could test the 20 and reject. It's still, I mean, overall, I definitely agree with you as far as a bigger picture short the pop, without a
Um,
doubt.
Michael, were you talking to me when you said what signal or confirmation would be useful to take a position so early? Because my trades today, the only reason I think you're talking to me is my trades were from 9:30 to 9:55, and then I stopped trading for the day. And man, am I glad that I did, except for the very end of the day when I took some puts to overnight.
Um, yeah. So you only took something in the morning, and then yeah. Well, that's yeah. Like you said, I mean, the morning was really the best. Like you said, had 5 or 6 green candles, 15-minute candles in a row, and then kind of did a little pullback, went sideways. So it was easy maybe to get stuck in that consolidation phase.
Well, I everyone was saying to me, like, why'd you cut so early? Why didn't you hold runners? And the reason for that is, first of all, I was on my phone, and I like to just take what I get when I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been on my phone, but I was on my phone. Big day. Second of all, like, I just, no is the answer. I just find when a move takes like too long to kind of happen, like the bodies of the candles were just getting smaller and smaller, and I just felt like it didn't have the strength, so
Yeah.
just hopped out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So and then Mike said a really big move so early. Well, I think, Mike, my answer to your question would be, having that game plan ahead of time, knowing your levels and then coming in with either a bearish or a bullish bias, on the day. Obviously you want to remain flexible according to your levels, but the biggest thing I think again is having a game plan and saying, you know, okay, if we're over this, for me, the Bulls are in control, or if we're under this, the Bears are in control, or whatever, whatever scenario you would like to, formulate for yourself. So I think that's really the way, doing the work before the market opens and having, some areas mapped out that you're watching. I think, can help you kind of, you know, where your signal is, or try to find that confirmation. But okay, so you want to go over a few of the trades
Sure.
today? Did you only did two, or did you do one, you said?
I did too.
Okay.
Both on SPY, both in the first
Look at
25
you on
minutes.
Spy now all the
I
time.
know. But I felt like of Apple, QQQ, and SPY, SPY was the one lagging today. And I like to exploit the lag.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, the QQQ definitely was, I think, the leader, or it might have been IWM. I'd have to double check, but um, both of them were quite strong.
Yeah. And
Okay.
SPY was like, just wasn't there. So I thought I'd hop in while I still had a good R&R, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Let me make this look a little better. My computer's been not happy today. It's lagging. Come on, shrink it. There we go. Okay. So what do you got for us?
My trade.
Sure, I could go first. Either one.
You go first. Like, there's nothing to mine. Mine were both just two call scalps off the open on SPY. That's
Oh.
Those are my
just
trades. It
just
was like
just quick.
NBD.
um, Let me just double check on the time so I don't get it wrong. Hold on one second. Yeah, I also just traded SPY today twice. Both times were long. Let me look at the first time, what time it was that I got in. Okay. Um, so I got in. I got in right here in this. I missed this entry. It was a little early for me. to get in here. Usually I like to wait at least an hour. But I still, for me personally, I had that bullish bias. I'm upset I missed this flag, but I was looking at it. But I ended up playing this flag that came into formation for us. I actually didn't get a full position on it, unfortunately, because I was looking. I thought there might be a chance that we would come back and retest this SR flip here at 374. So I actually ended up taking a starter position in this general area. Here, I'm not going to get it as straight as I want it. Okay, but so yeah, I ended up loading into some calls over in this area here. Around we first got in. I took a starter around 10:15 or so. So it was on this candle right here on this red candle. And really for my risk, I was let me just move this line. Better. I was going to add, like I said, if it came down to this SR, this retest of the previous breakout, but so my risk was really, down in this area. But I'll map out the risk on the other one a little bit better. But yeah, then we had this nice breakout here. It was pretty slow, but I just ended up taking profits up into here. I was watching that 376 level was another area that I had kind of marked off. So I was scaling most of it when it came up here. And I had one or two runners. The theta, I must say, was pretty aggressive. I was playing Wednesdays, and the theta was still, I think it was $1.14 or something like that. It seemed pretty aggressive, today, overall, which I was kind of surprised out. I tried to let this work for me. I did hold some runners. As this came down, I tried to let it work for me, and I think I wasn't in the theta burn was too much, and I got out the rest, my last final runners when it started to rebound. I think it was, on this candle or it was even this candle. My second trade was during lunch. I still overall had that bullish bias, and I was coming down into here. I think I started getting into calls. Let me see right here. I started loading up during lunch. Yeah, so it was around 11. Let's move this. You can see the time. So I think it was around this area that I got in, 11. Yeah, 11:42. So I got in somewhere in this area around off the 20 here. But then I ended up adding actually down here, and it actually played out very nicely. I ended up taking a lot of these gains back up. I didn't get completely here to this top trend line, but I got pretty dang close. And then I held some runners and I re-added back into my position at this higher low here at 2 o'clock. And then, I had noticed obviously this bigger flag, pennant formation forming. So, and I was still over my overall bullish levels, definitely the 374, 372, those were all holding for me. Of course, I wasn't going to hold down to 372, but the very minimum 374. And I actually took an ad right here, and then we sold pretty much up here when we got that new high a day, it seemed like it took forever to get there. We were just sitting in this consolidation forever. I think someone in the chat room even said, they fell asleep watching SPY, and I was right there, behind them, because I was just like, oh my God. But the biggest thing is, like I was mentioning before, is having that game plan, having your levels mapped up. I wasn't really interested in getting chopped up, in here, trying to go long, trying to go short, trying to go long, trying to go short. Everybody has a different style, and that's of course what's working for them, is fine. Just for me personally, I'm not interested in trading in this chop. I had the bullish thesis. We were obviously up huge on the day. Most of the stocks were participating in the rally. There were a few laggards. I did notice Facebook wasn't doing too good today. Netflix was kind of weak today, but overall, most stocks were participating in the rally. So we had this bullish, formation here, and like I said, I was really just looking for a new high day. So I scaled out on this breakout. I think from when we added back in here, I think we got about 40% on those calls, which wasn't bad. I also added in, normally, I might have not, but the theta again was kind of aggressive. So I wanted to kind of, counterbalance that. Again, I'm not oversizing even when I add into a position, even though, like I said, I did take off some of my gains on this push up here. But even when I'm adding back in here, I'm still respecting my sizing rules. I'm not adding frivolously or just any random amount. But for this trade, if we were going to treat this like a new trade, for me personally, I will show you what I would have done on those runners. And I really like this also for education and for mapping your own trades ahead of time. I really like this feature on TrendSpider, being able to see, mathematically see visually, your risk to reward, and to be able to get see how much potential upside you have. And that's going to be the thing that's going to obviously save every trader, is, keeping your losers smaller, and keeping the winners bigger. But so here on this re-add, for me personally, I was watching this trend line. So for me, if I'm starting to get closes below this trend line, on either, depending on your risk tolerance, on a 5, 10-minute, 15-minute candle, then I'm out. So you can see that the risk area is pretty, it's pretty minimal when you get in on this nice trend. And here's the 374. If I just line it up perfect. So yeah, you're basically, and I had my target at the high of day. Of course, now I'm drawing this and it's after the fact. But I had the projection of the new high day, considering all those factors, the overall bullishness in the market, the pattern that we had. So I was pretty confident in that push. But you can see here, very nicely though, the risk to reward and what you're risking, 0.15 to the downside, with at least the potential, if you get a high a day, that's almost 0.5%, which is a great move. Or even if you got here, even if it didn't break out, the risk to reward is still 2 to 1. So that's still a good trade. You want to at least shoot for that 2 to 1 on any trade. If it's 1 to 1, for me personally, I'm not interested, and I would advise people not to be interested either. You always want to shoot for that 2 to 1. So I would have been fine here, and I did end up scaling. Like on this candle, I took some off for sure, because you don't know if it's going to continue. So that's the biggest thing. So that was it. So yeah, 2 trades. I mean, normally it doesn't work out like that, where I was able to pretty much kind of play this trend a little bit and get the final breakout, but just 2 trades today. I mean, it was the afternoon, it got slower. No need to, push things when the volume really isn't too impressive, and that's what you need to do.
Cool. Well, I'm glad
And
we
that was
both
it.
green today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we gap down tomorrow. Personal preference for me.
Well, we'll
But
see. We'll look at what futures are going to do overnight. If they start getting below that, especially that 374 is going to open up the gateway to that 372. Below that, you got some nice chance for some good downside, but we'll see. I don't know what we're getting into the summer months too, so the
right.
market too can slow down a bit during the afternoon sessions, as we've been seeing. So
Yeah.
that's going to be typical.
All right. Well, thank you to TrendSpider for sponsoring the show, and thank you to
Oh yeah,
Shark
well, why don't you
for.
tell the guest about the the promotion and put out the code. We got to post it on
Okay.
Twitter too.
Yes. So they were nice enough to give our viewers a 35% off code, and that you can use it 35% off for life, which is in the description of this episode on YouTube. If you go down, um, you can actually. I'm gonna need to post the link in the chat section because it didn't post. But that's our code. Yay. And if you haven't tried TrendSpider, it's absolutely worth trying. I really, really like it, especially if you like the strat. And I'm just getting more and more and more into the strat. I was looking at the daily. Okay, so I put the link in the comments. I was looking at the daily candle on SPY today,
Mm-hmm.
and like looking at it through the lens of the strat with it breaking
Mm-hmm.
up over the previous day. I like can't, now that I've got the strat, I can't unsee the strat, and it's been very helpful for those of you who are not stratters. It's very cool.
Well,
So
you'll have to show us. I know you were having a little bit of issues logging in today on your side, but next time you'll have to show us some of the cool features that they offer that help people that utilize that strategy. Um,
totally.
yeah.
Well, we will be back Thursday afternoon, so join us.
All right. Well, thanks. Thank you everybody for hanging out, and have a good one. There you go.